welcome to a special edition of the Master of Unlocking podcast. I am Logan. Across from me is Caleb.
Oh, hello.
And we are not in our normal location today. We are in Seattle for PAX West. It's PAX West now.
PAX West.
PAX West, yeah, is now the official title. We just finished up day 3, so we still have a day left. Yeah,
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that, yeah I guess, and what we're going to do. But what we're going to kind of do is run through, maybe we just go back and forth on what we played.
Okay.
And kind of just say a little something about it. So I'll let you kind of go first here with, you played Dragon Ball, I'm going to get this wrong, Dragon Ball Kakarot?
Kakarot. Yeah. It's not that great.
Oh, yeah.
Way to start on a bummer, right?
Yeah, my first one's a bummer too, so.
I guess we should also preface that we might be interrupted at any time by dog noises. So don't mind that.
There's a random dog. Can't control dog. Dog just does what dog does.
She's currently playing with a giant tennis ball, so she's okay for right now. But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, squeaky toy comes out. You never know. There it goes. There's the tennis ball. Mm-hmm.
But Dragon Ball Z Kakarot was, I guess it's okay. I couldn't. First of all, I couldn't figure out how to get to the mission that I was supposed to go to.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were running around. I was like, you were trying to find Raditz.
Yeah, but there was like a mission marker, and I kept going to it, and nothing would happen.
Oh.
But eventually I got there. Somebody pointed me in the right direction, and I got there and did the boss fight and died in the boss fight.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So as you're watching this, there's just going to be a bunch of random videos up of what's the stuff that we took at PAX. So you'll see that in the background.
It looks really nice. It looks like an episode of Dragon Ball.
It does. Yeah. When I was watching you play, I was just like, oh, like this looks fine. Like you're flying around like that, but I didn't know if you were having fun.
Maybe because it was it's a time limited demo, obviously. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to rush to the story point. So maybe if I was just free roaming a little bit and got some of the side quests and stuff, maybe it'll be cool.
So when it comes out, will you give it a second shot?
Oh yeah, probably.
Okay, and that's 2020.
It's 2020 at least. I don't think it has anything on it.
Okay. And then you went and played that. I went and played Code Vein,
which I played later.
Yeah, you ended up playing later. This is a poor man's Souls game, right?
Very poor man's.
Yeah, it's kind of like they threw an anime on top of a Souls game and ended up with crap.
Yeah, So you have an AI partner with you, and I don't know if they just put that in for the demo or
I think that is part of the game, from what I understood.
But it was really confusing to me because, like, sometimes you get in a fight and she would just, like, kill the enemy instantly with some overpowered attacks. And then other times it'd be like she wasn't helping at all.
Right.
So it was hard to figure out how she was going to help and what you actually needed to do.
And then there was like this hold X to charge thing, and it was like if you use that, it was like very devastating attack, and you also got some health back, but I felt like it didn't really do a whole lot for like having, as long as you had to hold it down to charge it.
Yeah.
And it was very, like if you had to hold the direction you were going to go at first, and then if that enemy moved, you're just, sorry.
Like, also, the level they had us in was all cliffs, and it was very easy to fall off a cliff, and then you just had to start all over again, which is a little frustrating.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. But yeah, I don't think I'll be playing that one.
Probably not.
No,
unless there's something else in there that we just weren't seeing that may be apparent later. I don't know. We'll see.
Agreed. And then we had, is it medieval or medieval?
I think it's medieval, but I'm not.
I'm not gonna act like I know how to spell medieval because I think there is an I in there.
I think they switched the I and the E.
Okay.
So it's medieval.
I don't know. But anyway, this is a remake of a PlayStation 1 game.
This was something I wasn't clear on until we talked to the person at the booth. This is a ground up remake. This is not just a reskin or anything like that. This is. And even it's not even 1-to-1. Like the levels aren't 1-to-1 even. This is they took the spirit of the original game and kind of made a new game.
Right. So yeah, and it looks like a new game in that style. It was fine.
Yeah, I had some control issues, and I couldn't tell if that was just the demo or the controller I was using. Or...
Yeah, see, I had more camera issues than control issues. I think that was my problem. And this game, for a game that comes out, I think within the month, I thought that it came out.
I thought it was October, but
I thought it was early October.
Could be.
And we are now September 1st.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Yeah.
Where did August go?
It's gone. Next thing you know, it's a time change.
Yeah.
It's a time change.
Game of the year coming up next week.
That's true. That's for sure. And then after that, we went over and we played Doom Eternal, which we were very excited about. And we also played it on a Stadia.
Turns out that Stadia is not very good.
No. So
I should mention we've been attending PAX with a third person who's not on the podcast, obviously. Right. And he did not have the issues that we had.
No, you and I both had issues.
We had issues, he did not.
Right, that is correct. So 2 out of 3 is bad.
Yeah.
Meatloaf joke. We both had the issue where our controller didn't connect.
Yeah, it kicked us out of the demo because there were 2 separate demos. Mm-hmm. One was a tutorial, and then the second one was the actual first level or whatever.
Right.
And it was supposed to. I think it was supposed to move you from the tutorial to that first level.
Yeah.
And neither of ours did.
Yeah, our controllers both quit working.
Our third person, it did work properly.
Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, I guess we were playing on a Chromebook.
Yeah.
And the Chromebook was... So we were playing within Chrome on a Chromebook.
Even after we got that issue resolved, it was really framey. It looked awful.
I dropped down to 480p multiple times.
Yeah, I'm sure it was that low or lower because it looked awful.
And, okay, let's say that they were actually using the convention center's internet and connecting to their home servers. One, that's a dumb idea to use a convention center's internet. Yeah. But they had a big wall behind them that was more than likely connected to a local server that was not even able to keep up with a 14-person demo.
Also, the load times were pretty bad.
They were real bad. I mean, they were bad in the first Doom, but then at the same time, you got to move forward. You played a lot off of one load time.
Yeah.
So at the same time, the little bit I did get of it, I did enjoy. It was more Doom. But at the same time, it was just more Doom. The new fire thing, the cooldown on it was pretty long.
Yeah, so that's the newest mechanic. Is so before in the 2016 version of Doom, if you needed more ammo, you'd use your chainsaw on a guy.
Right.
And if you needed more health, you would do the
glory kills.
The glory kill, the melee kill.
Yeah.
But now if you need more if you need more armor, you can use your flamethrower to kill a guy, and that gives you more armor, correct?
Yes, but there's a long cooldown on it. Yeah, that's the issue. You can't just glory kill on guys. You could fire kill, but then you can't automatically fire kill the next person.
Yeah.
The chainsaw did run out of energy too, so that was a thing, but the cooldown seemed pretty long.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're trying to make it a balance. You use one of those 3 things over and over again. Mm-hmm. I thought it was also really hard.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I remembered that's right. I gotta not shoot to kill. I've got to shoot to get to that point. We were probably also not playing. I don't know if it was what type of difficulty it was either, but I don't think.
I went in and changed mine at the last second, so it didn't really matter. But I was playing on medium to begin with, and I was just dying
default was medium.
Over.
Okay.
But I changed it to easy, but I wasn't able to really. By the time we got everything rebooted and working, we didn't really have much time left to actually play the demo.
That's right. Yeah.
So
okay. Yeah. Then let's see. After that, we moved on to a game called Moving Out. We moved on to Moving Out. Moving Out.
It's great.
Moving Out was really fun. It was a Overcooked style game.
Up to 4 players.
Up to 4 players, where you literally took things out of a house or an office, and you had to put them in a moving truck or some sort of. area that things were going to get moved out of.
So basically you're frantically running around either a house or an office or whatever, picking up anything that's not nailed to the ground, and then trying to get it in this container before your timer runs out.
And the container is just barely fits enough of your stuff.
Yeah, the level we played, the office level that we played,
was awful.
We just, at the end, we just had to like force stuff in there. Like there was no room left.
Well, they had like one of those, like, I don't even know what it was. It was just like a tube.
Yeah.
Like this random, like, long tube thing that just flailed, and you had to figure out where that went. And you have to, like a box. Yeah, a single person can pick up a box, but two people can't pick up a couch.
In typical overcooked fashion, we're all yelling at each other.
Oh,
like, get out of the way!
Like, come on! Why are you doing? You can't fit through the door that way.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun and just super goofy.
Yeah, I was just looking for a release date on that too, and I couldn't find one. Then again, we played it at a station that was not from the developer, but there is another one.
There is an actual developer station, which I played again later.
Oh, okay, you did play again later. Did you see anything about a release date there?
No.
Okay, all right, I didn't either. So,
but I will say, on the second time we played, we set the record.
Oh, of course. When I wasn't there, you set the record. There. That's how it goes.
Yeah,
we also had the random guy that played with us that just kept picking up his phone and answering text messages throughout. I'm like, dude, we're carrying a couch right now. He's like, hold on, I got a text. Anyway, and then you played. I just sat there and watched. You played Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair.
I had to cut myself off from that because I was like, I could sit here for hours and just keep playing this game.
It looked like a fun little side scroller. Yeah. I mean,
there's like a million collectibles, and I just wanted to keep getting all of the collectibles.
So now, this would be a sequel to Yooka-Laylee, right? Yeah. So was the first Yooka-Laylee a 2D?
No, it was 3D.
It was 3D. Yeah, so this is a side scroller,
like Banjo-Kazooie.
Okay, that's why I thought I was like, this doesn't seem right. Like that it was a 2D thing, but I was just like, I don't know.
This is like that in spirit though, but just translated to a 2D version.
Okay, I think I picked it up and played it for about 5 minutes while I was waiting for you to finish up, but it seemed fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna really like that game. That's one of my highlights of the show for sure.
Oh, good. Okay, good. I guess we hadn't really talked about that much. So, and then after that, we went upstairs to the 6th floor, which is typically a lot more indie games. Yeah. And we played a game called Tools Up, which
is another one of those kind of overcooked type games. Things. This one you are renovating a house, so you get some blueprints, and you have to look at the blueprints as to like what color the walls need to be painted,
and then the floor,
what needs to go on the carpet, and what needs to be cleaned up, and all that kind of stuff. Really glitchy.
It was super glitchy. The guy had to reboot the game once for us. Yeah. We kept accidentally picking each other up all the time. But I mean, if they fix it, it's another one of those couch co-op party games.
It seems really early, so it's hard to.
We were playing on it felt like the guy's random laptop.
Right.
So that kind of game. Then we played a game called Boomerang Foo.
Right. Okay. This was the one where like you start in kind of four corners. It's a 4-player game, multiplayer.
Yeah.
You start in the 4 corners and kind of you all have a boomerang and you just like try to kill each other.
Right. You could either throw the boomerang or you could just use it as a slice type thing. They were random power-ups, but the weird thing was you kept the power-ups.
You kept the power-ups between rounds, so like some players were like way overpowered the entire time.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah.
So because I ended up winning, but I had like 4 power-ups at holding on to it, and it was. But it seemed like once you got the power-ups, you were a little too overpowered.
Yeah.
And it was hard for other people to catch up. And also the characters you picked were food items.
Right.
So like you were a banana, an ice cream sandwich, sushi.
I was playing as a watermelon.
You were the watermelon? Yeah. Okay, I was the ice cream bar. There was bacon. I'm trying to remember all the other weird stuff there was. Donuts.
They like when you got somebody on a slice, it actually was pretty funny the way it looked.
Yeah, because it was like these very cartoony looking guys, and then you just cut them in half, and it was very violent for what it was. Then the other thing that we saw that we didn't play while we were there, but we downloaded and played later was the Devil's Calculator.
Oh, right, yeah.
The Devil's Calculator is a free to play,
just free. Not even free to play.
Just free game on the App Store, and you literally just it's just one big algebra mess.
Yeah.
And so the gimmick of the game is you only have one function on your calculator. So you don't have plus, minus, divide, multiply. You have this just triangle or what is it? It's a diamond. Yeah. And you need to always get the answer to be 666.
But you don't know what the diamond does.
Yeah.
So you have to type in a number and then the diamond, and then the result of that has to be 666. But you have no idea what the diamond does. So you have to experiment to find out what it does.
And so you're constantly trying to figure out what diamond to what equals 666. Yeah. And it could be multiple different things. And we had fun with that for a hot minute. I don't know how much more I'll play it, but yeah, it was interesting. And then to wrap up the day, we played Roller Champions. From Ubisoft.
Biggest surprise of the show.
I would say so. So this is basically just video game roller derby.
Yeah.
It's got a little more futuristic stuff to it, but it's 3-on-3. Which I don't know why all of a sudden we're doing 3-on-3 stuff. Yeah. Apex does 3-on-3, and now this does 3-on-3. But yeah, it's just roller derby. I don't think there's anything else beyond it's just roller derby. But
you have to make a lap and then throw the ball through a goal. But the other team is trying to stop you from doing that.
Right. And it was super fun.
It was very fun, surprisingly fun.
Yeah.
We were 3, so we had a full squad going in there.
And we could talk to each other, and we played 2 6-minute. There were 6-minute games or 7-minute games.
Something like that.
It was a weird number. I remember that much.
It was really interesting though because you and Phil had kind of trouble scoring the goals, but Phil had absolutely no problem dodging people, and you were tackling people like crazy.
Oh yeah, I just was beating up everybody and keeping them from doing anything.
When I came around with the ball, I knew exactly how to throw through the goal. So it was very strange that we all had different things that we could do very well instantly.
Yeah, it was odd. I'm just glad. I think Phil and I both ended up scoring a goal. At least we had one goal apiece. I was like, oh hey, this is how it feels to score a goal. So that was really what we did in the first day.
Yeah, I think.
Did you have anything else
for tomorrow? For Monday, I should say.
Yeah,
I think we might try to go back to Roller Champions because we had fun with that the first time. I know.
So if that says anything about that game, that hey, this was actually pretty good. And as of right now, he said only PC release early 2020.
PC first, and then consoles.
And then console. Yeah. So we'll see what that ends up looking like. Okay, so moving into Saturday now, this is where we really started splitting up. So we did almost all of Friday together, and then Saturday is really where we started splitting up. So I'm gonna start.
Go ahead.
With what I started with. So I started with Carry On, which is
I never made it to that, so
if you might get there tomorrow. I might
try to do it tomorrow, yeah.
So this is from Devolver. This was one of the things that they had at their E3 conference, which if you don't watch their E3 press conferences, you need to go back about 2 years and then start and then go again. But it's basically you are this big red blob. I don't even know what exactly you are, some sort of science experiment gone wrong kind of thing, and you are just running amok through this laboratory, killing scientists and random security guards at will, and you're just really this big mess of things, and it's extremely violent and very Devolver-esque.
Okay.
I mean, if you think of Hotline Miami, that kind of stuff.
So how are they trying to stop you? Are they shooting you?
They are actively shooting you. Okay. There are multiple guys that are shooting you. The only thing that's really surprising about that game is because you have these arm things that you pick them up with. And so you're constantly pulling grates and different things with your arms, because you've got tons of arms and you're moving this whole thing around. But you'll grab guys and you'll be flinging them all across the room. You've flung them around for 10 seconds, bashing them against walls and everything else. And you think they're dead. They're not dead. They still keep, they'll be down for 2 or 3 seconds and all of a sudden they'll get back up and they're still kicking. It's just, I feel like there's not a good way, at least. And the thing is there wasn't you didn't have headphones there. So listening to it was hard to tell yep, that guy's dead. Or there wasn't a visual or a sound trigger of this guy's officially dead. So that was one of the things I felt was missing of that. But other than that, I'm more just worried that it's just a one-trick pony kind of thing. That I don't know how long you could go with that. They did introduce a couple of new abilities, like you got like a web shot thing and a dash, but that was about it of Carry On. But I think it's worth checking out and for you to at least check out the demo and see.
I'm gonna try to get in there. It's just every time we go up, there's like a line of 3 or 4 people, and it feels like that demo takes a little while to get through. So.
Yeah, well, because there's no timer on it, and people can just stand there and play it forever. And the guy that played in front of me was a complete idiot and had no idea what he was doing. And
I feel like that happens a lot.
Yeah. So he was playing for like 25 minutes and barely got anywhere. And I set a timer on my phone. And I was like, I'm just going to play for 10 minutes because I told the guys behind us. I was like, there was a decent line for me. I'm like, I'm going to play for 10 minutes. I got farther in 10 minutes than that guy did. And so I was just like, forget it. But I'm just afraid it's going to be like a one-trick pony like my friend Pedro was.
Okay.
That's my only worry about Carry On. What did you have, Nick? What'd you go to first?
We stopped by, I don't remember the name of the booth, but it had 3 games that we checked out just because there were 0 lines. So we figured why not. The first was Trine 4.
Oh yeah. I went and saw this later.
Yeah. Okay. I've played through, I think, the first Trine. I don't remember which one. One of the Trines I've played through.
Yeah.
And it's kind of it's like a side-scrolling platformer, where you pick one of 3 characters. I think it's usually like knight, wizard, and archer or something like that. And then it's kind of a puzzle platformer type thing as you go through. And there's also co-op usually. But this one you played, this demo only had the warrior and you could only play solo. But it was a lot of fun. Did you played?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, because I think we had the knight, and yeah, I thought it was fun. It was the narrator was quirky, and it was like, hey, this fat knight is kind of running around, and here's these dumb things you're doing with him. And it seemed like for a game like I don't know how much that game would cost, but I'd for like $10-15 maybe.
Right,
I'd buy a game like that.
Yeah. The puzzle solving was pretty simple, but also kind of fun. Yeah,
it was like rudimentary, like, oh, hey, you've got to use your shield and reflect this light off this thing. But then it would be a couple times like, oh, where's the light thing go now? Oh, okay. Like, they weren't too complex, but it was complicated enough that you had to at least semi-think about it.
Use this rock on the seesaw to, like, open up a thing in the ceiling or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. They also had a game called Chris Tales.
Oh, man.
The very beginning of the demo was more of the combat stuff. And it's like a turn-based JRPG. But did you ever play Final Fantasy VIII?
Very little.
Okay. Do you remember how, like, with Squall? Oh, here comes the squeaky toys.
Squeaker toy.
All right, Jinx.
Yep.
Okay. Well.
Yep. I guess we're just gonna have. Yep. Hi, dog. He just wanted to be on the podcast today.
Anyway, so sweet. Edit.
Continue.
So the beginning was more of the combat, and do you remember, like, as Squall, how you could, like, hit a button as he was attacking, and then it would explode his gunblade? Yeah. It had that. So you could do a little bit of extra damage if you timed it right.
Active reload.
And then you could also, like, as enemies were attacking you could press the button in time with their attack and then take a little bit less damage.
Okay.
But then after that, it was like, oh, you're now in this city and a frog took this flower. You need to go find this frog. And I was just like, I don't really want to do this right now because the city seems huge and I don't really want to just stand here and do this. So I put it down and walked away, and the guy at the booth was like, oh yeah, this demo is actually out on Steam right now. And if you want to do the whole thing, it takes about 45 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad I put this down.
Yeah, like 45-minute demo is a lot.
So I might try that again on Steam, but it seems cool. But I don't know if it's necessarily for me or not. We also played a game there called Overdrive Mech City Brawl.
I didn't remember seeing that one there.
It had one station, and it was like pointed away from the show floor.
So it was that good a game.
Yeah. It was just this like there was literally no line, which is why we played it. But it was just kind of it's a 1v1 fighting game, like a 3D fighting game where you play as like a big mech. So mine was like this giant unicorn. And I don't remember what his was, but it seemed okay. It was honestly, the graphics were pretty bad on it. This game has been out for a while, apparently on PC, but we were playing the Switch port. That's what they were kind of advertising, was the Switch port. It was okay. It really just seems like it depends on your character's special ability as to who's going to win, because some of the specials seemed way better than others. But it was fun to play once, but I don't ever need to see that again.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Gotcha. So while you guys were doing that, I did a couple things. I did Kingdom Hearts Union X. This is the phone mobile game.
Did they seek you out to present this game to you? They're like, we know this is we know you're the one person here that's gonna want to play this game. I kind of even forgot about it, and it was like, oh yeah, like by the way, it's out September 3rd. I'm like, oh okay, so like in like 3 days. So the biggest problem I had with that was I went up to the station and they had a bunch of iPads out, and I was like, so what am I supposed to do here? And the guy was like, well, just do the mission. And I was like, the characters are already at like a level 46, and I have absolutely no idea how to play this at this point, because everything's like, all the tutorial stuff has already happened. Right.
Like, really, this is your idea of a demo? Is to just like me pick up a thing that has like 40 different levers and buttons? Like, because the menu was overwhelming, like massively overwhelming. And I was just like, okay, well, I guess I'll start this mission. Well, this mission I started, come to find out, was one that was probably, like, from at least where that character's level was about 20 levels under it. So I was going through one hit killing everything, and it was like, oh yeah, you've already done this. It was very confusing. So I think it was just a bad way to set up that demo. Yeah. I have no idea if that game is free to play or if it costs anything. I literally know nothing else about it. So I've not ever really dove into a whole lot of Kingdom Hearts stuff. I mean, I played Birth by Sleep, but then other than that, I played the primary Kingdom Hearts game. So this is out of my realm, but the only thing I know about it is basically you create your own Keyblade Master.
Okay. And
then everything else beyond that is like you earn characters from the series, and then they are buffers, support things for your character. So you don't actually play as Sora or Mickey or Goofy or any of those people. Like, you're creating your own character, and then you collect cards and power-ups that are stuff from the series. So
how is it presented? Is it like 2D, 3D?
It's 2D, very childish looking. Okay. So everything's got a very, not full chibi look, but similar to that. I'm trying to think of, like, it's like there's stuff that's like, really the only thing I can think of is like Square Kids. Like, you've seen like stuff where they've made like the Square characters look like kids before. That's what this is. Okay. If anything, my daughter and I might sit and open it up and see what the hell it is and try it out. But that's all I got. Let's see. Then after that, I'm going in like time order of like when we did everything. So then I played a game called Disintegration.
What game?
Every time. This has been an inside joke all weekend. I just don't even know what to say. So Disintegration is I don't even know what to say. It's from the guys who were the art director and creative directors for Halo and Halo Reach. So this game has a lot of influence with that. But you're basically piloting a very large drone, and you have ground units though. So it has like this very much like it's like Titanfall meets Ghost Recon.
I was gonna say, just watching it looked a lot like Titanfall.
So yeah, it has a very Titanfall look, but then you've got, because you're piloting like this big Titan yourself, but then you've got like these ground troops to order around. That's kind of that Ghost Recon aspect. There is going to be a campaign, but we only played a multiplayer demo of it. Okay. Multiplayer demo seemed fine. It was like a capture the flag style thing, which was not my cup of tea. But it played well. It seems like it could be fun. I will be interested to play like more of a story mode of that and see how that goes. It's just interesting that it's what is the developer of that, or whoever published Kerbal Space Program.
I don't know.
So let's just say Kerbal Space Program versus like almost AAA style looking first person shooter. You kind of go like, okay, like these are two different things. It's not the same developer. But I think they're, what are they called? I can't remember now, but they got some big diamond as their logo.
Calypso?
No, that's not what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up, but I don't know. It was fine. Like it seemed very big budget, but I think on a small budget, if that makes sense. Like they had a small team. I want to say it was like 30 or less.
Okay.
So, but it could be something worth checking out.
Okay.
And then while I was doing that, what were you doing?
We played Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which is so Grand Blue is a long line of video games. I've never heard of that before. It's every genre across the board, pretty much. But this was a fighting game. It was fun. I don't think there's anything necessarily super special about it.
Was this up on the 6th floor?
No.
Okay, there was some big mess going up on the 6th floor today, and like a bunch of security had to come around. I was like, "What is going on up here?" I didn't figure out what was going on.
But yeah, this is, I don't know. It just seemed like a pretty generic fighting game to me. I don't really have much to say about it.
Okay.
But then we went and played probably the highlight of the show for me so far. Both The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening and also Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yes.
Which you tried to get into, but it errored out on you. And the way that Nintendo is doing those reservations is honestly pretty terrible, but I'll save the tirade on that and just talk about the games.
Yeah.
Link's Awakening it seems exactly like the original, except for like, all new graphics and everything.
Because was this a Game Boy game or GBA game?
Game Boy game. That was then the DX version was on Game Boy Color.
Okay.
So that's the old version that I played, was the Game Boy Color version. But yes, it did come out originally on just Game Boy.
Is this a new art style, or because I mean it's not obviously not 8-bit.
Yeah, it's like claymation.
It's a claymation style.
That's what it looks like.
So the new art, yeah. I mean, the new art I think looks very cool. There was some cool dioramas that they had on the counter, which you'll see throughout the video.
And like I've played that game so many times, I kind of had muscle memory. And the guy like running the demo was explaining the controls to the guy next to me, and he looks over and he's like, "Oh, you already knew exactly where to go. Okay, you're fine then."
Sure.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I already have the sword," and this other guy's like still in the starting area. But then, so I got into the first dungeon. I got about halfway through the first dungeon, and then my time was up. And I was just like, I want to keep playing this.
Because it was what, 15 minutes?
Yeah. Luckily, it's out in a couple of weeks. So
that's right. It is out. Is it a couple weeks or is it the end of the month?
I think it's like September 20th or something like that.
Okay, so somewhere in between.
The only negative I would say was that it was, in the overworld, it was a little framey at times, which is a little weird for a Nintendo game.
Yeah, and that's not that game's not asking for a lot,
right? But we'll see. We'll see when it comes out. Maybe there'll be a big
just
patch
been a demo
or something.
thing.
Yeah. But it played awesome. And so in the old game, the biggest frustration was you could only equip 2 items at a time. So if you needed, like, for instance, there's like the feather that lets you jump, and then there's the boots which make you run fast. And a lot of times you need both of those items on, which means you had to unequip your sword.
Oh.
So then you'd have to go back in the menu and then re-equip the sword and re-equip the shield or whatever you needed. In the Switch version, obviously there's more buttons that they can use.
Right.
So it looks like you will always have your sword and shield equipped.
Okay.
And then you have 2 additional slots for weapons where you can hit a hot button.
Okay.
So that's gonna make that game way better. That's gonna be great. But then Luigi's Mansion was also really fun.
So I watched you play Luigi's Mansion. They at least let me come around the corner and,
and
just stand over your shoulder and watch that.
You tried to take a picture and they were like, no pictures.
Like, no pictures. I'm like, really? Like, I can't take a picture of this? Like, which I think is still up there on the site.
But anyway, that was a lot of fun. It feels... The second one was on 3DS, so it was a little limited.
And probably not as many people played it.
Right. So this feels like Luigi's Mansion's big chance. Because the first one was on GameCube, and I think it was even close to launch.
I think it was a launch game.
It was a launch game.
If not very close. Yeah, you're right.
So I think this is the first time where they've actually given this series a chance. And I think this is going to be really good. I really enjoyed playing it.
It looked like it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I think I'll definitely give that a shot as well.
There's spots where like there'll be spikes on the ground or something, and you can summon Gooigi.
Gooigi was super creepy.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy, but it's like a goo version of Luigi, and you can switch back and forth between Luigi and Gooigi. Your vacuum has you can suck or blow.
That's what she said. Yep.
You also have a suction shot, which is basically like a plunger that you can shoot out.
Yeah.
And it attaches to stuff, and then you can pull on the end. You can pull with your vacuum the end of the plunger. So like if an enemy has a shield, you put the plunger on it, and then you pull on that, and then it pulls the shield away first.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems like there's a lot of really, really cool mechanics in there. The boss that they let us do is a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, I asked the Nintendo rep that was there, and they did say that you could co-op as Gooigi.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that there is a couch co-op with
That's
Gooigi.
cool.
Yeah, so I just thought that was interesting.
That might be interesting to play with, like, with one of your kids.
My kids, yeah.
Because it seems like if you're Gooigi, it might be a little easier.
Yeah, because this way you could always help them out with
Yeah.
things and stuff. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. And then I was able to play Pokemon Sword and Shield after that, which seems they only let us do the first gym. At least I think it's the first gym. It's the water gym. They only let us do that, so I didn't get to see any of like the big open world roaming stuff.
Right.
But combat seems really cool. The biggest change is you can hit a button now and see the type of the Pokemon that you're facing. So you know exactly what your strengths and weaknesses are.
Yeah. Yeah, that was another one I stood over your shoulder and watched for a little bit, and yeah, that seems like a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, it seems cool. I'm definitely gonna play that.
Randomly also through that time, while I was waiting to try to find something else, I played the Final Fantasy VIII remaster.
Oh, you actually played that?
I did. I played it for like 10 to 15 minutes, something like that.
I purposely didn't play that just because it's out on Tuesday and I'm just going to buy it.
Yeah, there was like no line at all. And so the weird thing about that is like they spent a good amount of time rendering the character models and then basically just said, here, let's have them run around on the PlayStation 1 backgrounds.
Oh, really?
It looks like shit.
Huh.
It looks real bad. Like, because it's just...
Interesting.
Yeah, it's... And the thing is they took some time to update those models, but basically what they did was they were like, here, we updated these to like a PS2 level, but then what we did was the backgrounds, we left them as the same PS1 backgrounds, but then just stretched them to make them HD. So they look real bad.
Okay.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
and the enemies are also
those are kind of static images, so there might not be a whole lot they can do with them.
Right. Well, because it was all that. I mean, it was all just a pre-rendered background. Right. So yeah, they just left it the pre-rendered background and stretched it from 480p to 1080, and it looks like absolute shit.
Maybe on a small Switch screen, it wouldn't look that bad.
Maybe. I mean, these were like 27-inch screens, and it looked real bad. Okay. Maybe tomorrow just walk by it and go, oh, like, like, cause the enemies too, they didn't redo any of them.
Oh, okay.
So they look like hell. But yet your characters look semi-okay.
Okay.
That's what... It just would have, like, just either go do all of it or none of it.
Yeah.
Like, just picking, like, the one little piece of it just seemed really strange. What else did I play? Oh, and then I played Spiritfarer.
Yeah. I need to get to this.
Spiritfarer is real good. This was I would just call it the boat game from the Xbox press conference. This game is about you are the Spiritfarer, and your job is to help people who have died to find kind of really either atone or find their purpose in their life so that they can feel comfortable moving on to the next plane of their existence. And it's, obviously you've seen some of the things with the demo. There was like a walking deer. Like there was a lot of different, the characters aren't just, human type characters. You're probably, I think, the only human character in the game that I've seen. Otherwise there's like a really fat bullfrog, and there's some weird, like older looking lady that has like she's got like some weird cloak on her head, but that's kind of who you actually start doing the missions for to begin with. But as I was talking to the developer of this, he was telling me, here's the thing that I think is why I think you'll like it, but maybe you won't like it, and why I do like it. But he said it's kind of a story management game. So think of it as the flip-flop of Stardew Valley.
Okay.
So that the management part of Stardew Valley was a lot of the main purpose of the game. Mm-hmm. And then there was kind of a story in the background. This game the story is the main purpose of the game, and there's a lot of management stuff in the background that you can choose to do.
Okay.
So, like, you could go and sit and fish forever, like in this Spiritfarer game. Or you don't have to fish at all. But you don't really there's management stuff that you can do, or you can choose not to do it at all. But it's there if you want to do it.
Okay.
And for me, it was like, no, I'd rather go and do the people tasks and do the story stuff. And that was kind of the stuff that was interesting about Stardew Valley for me. But there was too much of the other stuff that I just didn't even want to touch and deal with because I was just annoyed by it. But it's the flip-flop opposite of it.
Okay.
So that's why I think
Interesting. I'm going to have to try that out.
And the art style of this is great. The sound, the music, all of it is really well done. So I think it's early 2020 for that game. But I'm excited for you to play it and see what you think of it. Obviously, it's only about a 15 to 20 minute demo. So it's hard to get an idea of what the management stuff is going to be like in that game. But when I talked to the guy, he was like, yeah, it's there, but you don't have to touch it. Like, it'll give you a little extra benefit for certain things, but you don't have to. Okay. Did you have anything else on?
Just
what day was that? Saturday.
Saturday. Just a couple of little things. I played Prehistoric Kingdom.
Oh yeah, I played that.
Which is it's a lot like Jurassic World Evolution. It seems maybe a little more simmy than that.
Yeah.
But
I was very lost.
Yeah, I kind of got the hang of it a little bit, but it seems like another one of those games.
It was almost exactly like that.
It's hard to know if it's good or not based on like 10 minutes. So we'll see. We'll see how it reviews. But it does seem a lot like Jurassic World Evolution. I played Witcher 3 on the Switch.
Oh, that's right.
Which it's exactly The Witcher with Coda Vaseline on the screen.
Still Barbara Walters.
Barbara
Walters is 50 now. Like, hold on.
Pretty smudgy, but it's there. If you want to play The Witcher and you haven't, then maybe pick up the Switch one. I don't know.
Sure, I guess.
And then I played Daemon X Machina, which is a pretty generic mech game. I was hoping for more than what I got out of it. I don't know. It didn't hit me at all. That just didn't.
I remember you came out of it. You were like, yeah, I really want to play this Daemon X Machina game. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And you came out of it. You're like, yeah, that wasn't very good.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. It didn't hit me at all. In fairness, like I skipped the cutscenes just so I could get to the actual game.
Yeah.
So maybe the story and stuff was good. I don't know. But
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, that was my Saturday.
Okay. All right. Moving on to Sunday, we started our day. We went upstairs to 6th floor and we checked out Streets of Rage 4.
That was fun.
Yeah, that's a .emu is kind of picking up all these weird old games. So Streets of Rage 4, I would say, it's a very polished up version of the previous Streets of Rage games. It's the same Axel and Blaze are your two main characters. There was a new girl who had a guitar. I didn't play as her
Yeah, I don't remember
at all. Did you play as her today? Or
no,
Phil did.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it's basically, it feels like Streets of Rage. It looks like Streets of Rage. I like that game a lot, so we'll probably pick that up whenever that comes out. I don't know.
It seems cool. That's not really my type of game, but it seems like another one of those. It seems like a good one of those.
It is for me. Yeah, that's a good game for me. I loved all the Streets of Rages on Genesis and stuff, so that's for me. And then after that we went to Death Stranding, right?
I played a couple of other things.
You did in between? Oh, what did you play?
A game called Kung Fu Kickball. Maybe I played that after.
I think it was after Death Stranding.
Anyway,
it's fine.
It's basically just like a big arena with two bells on each end and a kickball, and it's 2D. And your goal is to kick the ball into your opponent's bell. It was kind of fun. It was really simple. Like, it was just basically you had a jump, a kick, and then a dash is all the controls you have. But it was fun for a couple of rounds. I don't know if it's something that would have any legs at all, but just to play a couple of rounds was pretty fun.
Sure. Yeah. And then we went and saw Death Stranding. So, not a gameplay demo of Death Stranding, a movie of Death Stranding.
Yeah. It was just, I think it was just most of the trailers that are available just played back to back. I think.
I hadn't seen really a whole lot of that. I didn't realize Jeff Keighley was in it.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. I'm not surprised, but I didn't realize Jeff Keighley was in it. I still have no idea what that game is other than setting up ladders and getting to places, and then a whole lot of FMV cutscenes. But I'm still interested.
I'm super
interested in it. Like,
well, I mean, I was saying before, like, I don't mind games that are just have a bunch of monotonous tasks. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
So even if it is literally just walking around with a ladder and climbing up mountain hills, like, fine, I'll take it.
I will say it was hilarious when he walked and fell off the cliff. Yeah. That was funny. And then you had to soothe
the baby.
No, not the baby, the BB.
BB. Yeah,
BB.
Sorry,
it's not a baby, it's a BB.
It's a BB.
That game, I don't even know what the hell that game is.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited about it.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It seems just so beyond weird.
I know.
Like, great, sure. Take the cuffs off Kojima and let him go nuts. What did we do after that? Oh, we went and ate lunch. That's what we did. And then we
Jimmy John's was pretty good. Jimmy John's seems to be consistent across the board,
across the country.
No matter where you go in the country, Jimmy John's is about the same.
Good.
Can
Confirm.
confirm.
Yeah, just stay away from the hobo in the bathroom shooting up. That was its own special thing. Then after that, we split up. Where'd you go?
We went back to the 6th floor because we had a Psychonauts 2 demo scheduled. But while we were waiting for that, we played an iPad game called The Day We Fought Space.
Okay.
It's a like a shoot 'em up. So on the left side of the screen, you have your ship that you can use your finger and move up and down. On the right side of the screen is all of the enemies that are coming at you, obviously. But also you can put two fingers on that side of the screen and pinch or collapse your fingers to increase like the radius where your bullets are going. So if you like move your fingers apart, you'll have a wider like spray of your bullets.
Okay.
And then if you push them closer together, it'll
be
like
more focus
it on one enemy or whatever.
Okay.
It's a cool concept, but in execution, when you have three fingers on a screen, like you're blocking all of the screen.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to play. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Then we played. We went over and saw the Playdate.
Oh yeah,
which is it's a new console.
Sure, it's a console.
It's a small little portable device. It's got a screen, a couple of buttons, and a crank on the side.
It's a little smaller than like an iPhone, right?
Yeah, it's way like half the size of an iPhone.
Yeah,
it's very small. And for the game that we played, it was called Time Travel Adventures. You basically just use the crank to like either move your robot character right or left, and it was kind of a puzzle game. Like you had to like avoid a flower or avoid a bee or whatever as you go back and forth. It was kind of fun, but that thing is so they're releasing it. Their sales pitch is that it comes with 12 games released over 12 weeks. So each week you get a new game.
Okay.
But it's $150
for 12 weeks.
Yeah,
and then like nothing else after that.
I don't know what's after that.
I would assume nothing.
I have no idea. I have no idea. But they called it season 1, so I'm assuming there'll be more. But for $150, that seems very steep for that.
That is a lot of money for that. I don't even know what I would pay for that, but 150 is not it.
Right. Especially for that. Like, it's only a black and white screen.
That's right, yeah.
It's, I don't know. It was cool to see, but man, the thing's not going to sell at all.
Yikes.
Yeah.
But then Psychonauts, yeah.
Yeah, then we did see Psychonauts. It was just a developer playing it. We didn't get to play it, but
oh, okay. I thought you guys got to play it.
Nope, it was just a person playing who was really bad at the game.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Like,
it seemed weird, and it looks like a lot of fun, and it looks like Psychonauts. I'm very excited for that. I'm just kind of wondering, like, maybe the controls aren't very good because maybe that's why he was struggling. I don't know.
No idea.
But he was kind of curious, like you said. Like I thought maybe we'd get to play it, but we didn't. So I was kind of wondering why we didn't get to play it.
That game seems like it's been in development for a long time.
It has been in development for a while. Yep. But it looks really cool. I'm really excited for it still. It was, and they did a 30-minute demo, which is extremely long.
Yeah.
But I am really looking forward to that.
Yeah. Okay. And then I played, when you guys were doing that, I went and played Graveyard Keeper.
Yeah.
And by played Graveyard Keeper, the Switch version of it, they had set up where you went and played in a coffin.
Like laying down.
Laying down in a coffin. And
I should have got a picture of you doing it.
I have a picture of me doing it. The developer took a picture of me doing it. But that's literally all you got to do was go lay down in a coffin. You got through about you played about 4 minutes of going through the text of the original story of how you ended up becoming the Graveyard Keeper, and then you grabbed a body, went to take it on the thing, and then they said, "Okay, time to go." Okay, I guess I don't get to play your game. So that was about it. So
I mean, that game's been out forever, so you could go play it if you wanted.
I think, in all reality, I think that was what it was. It was come lay in a coffin,
right? And
get your picture taken in this coffin. So that's what I did.
Okay.
Then I went and played a game on the PlayStation so let's put it this way. So all afternoon, I kept trying to either get into Iron Man VR, Storm Keep, which is an Oculus VR game, or get into the Luigi's Mansion Link's Awakening line, and they were all capped, and you could never get into them. So yep. So my afternoon was just wandering around playing a bunch of really weird random shit. So I played this game called Ready Set Heroes.
Okay.
It is a 2v2 cartoony dungeon crawler / Mario Party game.
Okay.
It was not very good.
Oh.
So basically you were given like, oh, hey, you've got 5 minutes, go warm up and try to collect as many things as you can to like build up your loot and everything else. And then now you're going to go on this 2v2 party game kind of thing. And it was like, here, try to prevent these other people from hitting food into these moving bear's mouth. And that was pretty much it. And then it was over. And it was like, really? So I asked, I said, is this it? Like, and they were like, yeah. And I wasn't quite sure if they meant like, is that it for the demo or if this was just it for the game? But I think it was it for the game. Like, cause I'm trying to even think of what you would do with that afterwards. I think there might be other mini game types, but I don't know what they were looking for on this. Like, I don't get the point of the power-ups beforehand, because in all reality, we all ended up with the same stuff.
Wow.
So I don't know what we did that was... Maybe that was just for the demo, but it was really bad.
Interesting.
Maybe go play it tomorrow, and because there's no line.
There's no line. There's probably a reason for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't that great. And then I played Control because there was no one in line for Control. That game is already out. But, sure, that game's fine.
Okay.
I had a really hard time controlling it. Control. But I don't know. There's just the right stick was a little loose for me.
Interesting.
Like the aiming of it.
That might be something you can fiddle around with too.
Maybe
or a lot of times too, and I've noticed this on a couple of games. The person before you had been fiddling with the controls.
Oh,
so sometimes you have to contend with that too.
Yeah, that could be but it was. I'm trying to. It was one of those. You come in wherever you were in the game. You have no context of story or anything else. And I was trying to figure out like why there were like supernatural kind of things I was fighting. But then again, I guess I had like, telekinesis power. So I'm just trying to figure out like what. Like I was in a power plant, but yet I needed to use telekinesis to kill these things.
We'll probably talk more about this game as you actually play.
I'll play. Because you're
planning on playing the real
game.
I
plan on playing it. I like Remedy games.
I'm not a fan of Remedy, so this is on you.
This one's on me. Like I'm not gonna say Quantum Break was a good game because it wasn't, but I played it and I didn't regret it.
Okay.
If that's something but it wasn't a good game.
No, it's not a good game.
No,
I don't think Alan Wake's all that good of a game either. But
you shut your mouth.
That's more of a controversial opinion.
Alan Wake is a really good game.
Oh, hey, there's something behind you again, and again.
That's the way the game works. What did you do after?
We played possibly one of the worst board games I've ever played in my entire life.
Right, yeah.
I was at the Square booth. It was called Chocobo Party Up. I got all excited because it had chocobos on it. And
you love your chocobos.
It was just really bad. It was really bad. And also, one of the other people that signed up brought a probably 5-year-old to play it, even though it clearly says 10 plus right on the box. But then nobody wanted to
just a recommendation.
But nobody wanted to mess with her because she's 5, so you didn't want to screw her over or anything. Right. So she ended up winning super early just because everybody kind of left her alone. But it didn't matter. We were actually kind of glad to get out of there because the game was just really bad to begin with.
Yeah, that's what you kind of made it sound like. It was just oh, here, if you got a high roll, you were fine. And that was it.
Yep, you really have to roll high, and I just kept rolling 1s and 2s the entire time. But whatever.
It's because that girl was... Whatever.
Yeah. Then we capped off the day, unless you have anything else.
I do have a couple of other things. I played Windjammers 2.
Okay.
Is that out?
I think that's out. I could be wrong. Here, I'll look it up.
I don't know. It was fine. I played it was just with some random dude. And that game, I don't know. I was very confused on how I was getting power-ups and why I was getting certain things. Or even the other guy was getting certain things. I dominated that guy. I was just kind of it was winning sets 13-2 and.
Okay, yes, it's not out yet.
It's not out.
I must be thinking of some.
There is a
knockoff or something.
There are a lot of Windjammers-esque games out there right now. I even saw one at another random indie booth. I don't even. It was called One Shot, but it looked exactly like Windjammers. Yeah. But it was fine. If it was a Game Pass game, I would play it for maybe 90 minutes total over the span of a year. Okay. If that tells you anything.
Yeah. It'll be one of those games that what they should do is what Rocket League did and put it on one of the free services and then everybody just gets addicted to it.
Right. Because it is a quick, easy game that you can easily get addicted to. At the same time, I don't think it requires as much skill as Rocket League. So, And then I played Blair Witch.
Oh, right.
Which I believe is out, I think.
It's either out or like
or
very close
soon
to being out.
So Blair Witch, it looks incredible. From just a visual standpoint, I was very surprised. It felt like I was playing Resident Evil 7.
Okay.
And then I really never came across, and I only played for like 10 minutes at most. I never really came across any bad guys or witches or whatever you want to call it. But
it's out.
It's out. I thought it came out yesterday.
I think
August 31st. Yeah. And there's you use a dog, so you have like a dog companion, and essentially you're finding as with the movie, you're finding these camcorder things and trying to solve the mystery of all these people who died and everything else. So that's at least where I was, because you started right at the beginning. But it seemed super creepy, very well done graphically. I'll give it more of a shot. That's for sure. I'm torn on this. I might have to check it out. I didn't look on how it reviewed. I haven't seen how it reviewed either. Yeah. But yeah, there's
just so many other things that came out like this week or next week.
Right. Yeah. Things have started coming out like fast and furious here. And then I played some game called Party Poppers. And it was just, I was walking by and the guy was like, "Hey, we got an extra spot. You want to play?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And he was like, we literally just got to put this game together 2 weeks ago." And I'm like, "What?
2 weeks?
You started development on this 2 weeks ago?" "Yeah." And they was like, "Okay." So the way it was there was just a bunch of balloons around the board, and it was very like a Pac-Man style board kind of thing. So it was a little, you had a little more space in between, and you had essentially like a string an invisible string that you just used your right stick, and you would attach yourself to it or to like a wall, and then you would swing yourself up or around to like different platforms and stuff, and then you would try to collect as many balloons as you could. That's all it was.
And it was 4-player?
4-player.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he was like, "Oh, here, hold on. Let me put a variant in here for you." And it was like, "Okay, well, what's a variant?" And then there was like 5 checkpoints you had to go through. Oh. So you had to complete the 5 checkpoints within the allotted time, plus then get as many balloons as you could.
Well, add that to your long-term wish list.
Oh, it's going to be out tomorrow. I mean, it was 2 weeks and they've already brought it to PAX. I mean, it was very...
Yeah.
I don't even know what you call it. And you could tell it was early because I wasn't even attaching to stuff all the time. I was like, I'm not attaching to this much. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not going to even say anything because this guy literally started putting this together 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But then after that we went, and the last thing we went together and played you and Phil played a little bit more than you and I did, but Time Cops. Time Cops. Twin Cops.
Twin Cops.
No, if it was Time Cops, that'd be a Jean-Claude Van Damme game where he just jumped up and did the splits on chairs. And
so Twin Cops is a twin stick shooter, but it's co-op. So each player controls one arm. There's a gun in each arm. And then you move based on the direction of where both people are moving.
Right.
So if you're opposite each other, you're just going to stay still. But if you're moving in the same direction, it'll move that direction. It sounds way more interesting than it plays.
Yeah, it's still a twin stick shooter.
Somebody, when we were waiting for Death Stranding, somebody was like, "You gotta go check this game out. It's incredible." And we went over there and we're like, "This is kind of weird and not so good."
No, it wasn't really that great. And If anything, it was more, and we were more annoyed by everyone else that was playing.
Oh my
that
god!
just sucked
Everyone
at it so
before
bad.
us we were waiting in line and watching people play, and they were so bad at it. And we were like, well, maybe this game is just difficult. And we got up there and was like, no, we just flew through everything.
And the people that were playing it, they were having the greatest time not playing it well.
That's
and it was
the thing, like, yeah,
like, ha ha, you're going the other way, ha! Like,
it seemed like if you were terrible at the game, you were having a better time with it for some reason. But yeah,
it was not
great,
as much fun.
So what's left on your list to hit tomorrow?
So list of things to hit. So let's talk about the thing that we're not going to hit.
Oh yeah, unfortunately.
So that would be Final Fantasy VII Remake.
It's here and it's playable, and we can't play it.
Yeah, unless we want to get up super duper early.
It would have to be like, we have to be at the convention center for like 6:30 or 7.
6:30 or 7 in the morning when the convention center opens at 10.
9:30.
Well, okay, 9:30, but you can't actually.
Yeah, you have to go through security then. So
right,
and even then we'd have to run to Square Enix and hope we get in line for a ticket.
Right,
it's just not going to happen.
There's just too many other people that's going to be their life to get there and do that. And you know what? I think we're good. Yeah. Like we're a little.
Apparently, it's only like a 12-minute demo.
It is a 12-minute demo. Yes, and it. Yeah, I can't imagine. Like, I just don't want to spend that amount of time and angst for a 12-minute demo. Yeah. So yeah, I'm fine with not doing that. Then the other things we're looking for, Borderlands 3.
That's going to be the big one for me tomorrow. That's going to be kind of probably the last thing.
Yeah, so we're going to try to go play some Borderlands 3 tomorrow. It's been at least so far, everything has been, it's a 3-hour wait, or the line is just capped. So we're hoping that maybe Monday dwindles down a little bit, and then we can get in to check out Borderlands. The other thing I'm going to try to check out is Iron Man VR. So I'm hoping to get an appointment for that.
Yeah, because you have to do appointments for that.
Yeah, it's appointment only, and using the PlayStation Experience app has not been a great experience.
Right.
So far, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try to get one tomorrow morning.
We did get into Death Stranding pretty easily, so
right. So I'm hoping if I can just get in right off tomorrow morning and be like, okay, this is the one thing I want to do on there, then I'll get in to do that. But and I highly doubt I'm going to get to play that Stormkeep game. Yeah. It's an Oculus game, but it's from Insomniac, which is really the only thing that's really drawing me to that game. Right. It's looks like it's a first-person shooter game, but if it didn't have that Insomniac name on it, I'd probably skip it. But Insomniac's kind of been on a nice little tear for me lately, between Spider-Man and Sunset Overdrive.
And then if you don't get into that, then maybe there is a chance that you get into Luigi's Mansion as well.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark that's no way in hell.
We'll see.
That line has been a nightmare.
Yeah. Nintendo really screwed up their booth. We won't get into the nitty gritty, but they really did a poor job with their booth this year.
They had 8 stations?
It's bad. The whole way they did it is bad.
It's not good. So I could get into Pokemon easier.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I would rather go and play Luigi's Mansion. But so yeah. So there is anything else on your list? I think of things that left?
Mostly just stuff that you've already mentioned. Carry On, Borderlands, Spiritfarer. I might try to go check out Blair Witch. And then I want to play one more round of Roller Champions.
Yeah, I think getting another round in a Roller Champions, maybe we should just see if we can sign up for the tournament. Let's just win the thing.
No. I just want to play it one more time.
Fine.
I don't want to have to sit there for an entire tournament because we're going to keep winning.
Because we're going to keep winning. Of course we are.
We kind of dominated when we played.
Well, yeah, it was like the first round we only won 1-0, but then I think the next round
we caught on pretty quick after that.
Yeah.
It was 4-1, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Because I think we scored 2 or 3 in the last minute.
Yeah.
That we were just we got this.
We got this now.
We figured this whole game out. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's even there that we haven't mentioned.
No, not really.
There was a lot of I don't even know what the hell's going on with the weird thing. Is it like an Intel booth? That they keep just playing Fortnite and they keep asking people to chant stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of that. It's kind of a down year for PAX, unfortunately. The 1 year you're able to come out to do it, but
I know. That's
Microsoft didn't even show up, which is a bummer.
And even PlayStation didn't really have.
They don't really have any. They have a giant Death Stranding thing, some VR stuff, and then they brought a ton of stations of Predator.
Yeah. That's I was gonna say, we should at least mention, like there's this Predator game that
it looks like garbage.
It doesn't look good, but it's taking up like a quarter of their booth.
Yeah.
Like, why is that game taking up so much space? But let's say like Oculus, their stuff too. I mean, they've got these big areas that they're but it's all for 1 or 2 games, and it's a lot of space. Then Stadia, man, the hell, yeah. Destiny has a large booth too,
right?
But where I was like, I'm not gonna go. Is that Shadowkeep?
Yeah,
Shadowkeep. Okay.
Yeah, we might try to take one more lap around the indie booth and see if there's anything cool there.
Yeah, I was hoping for that 12 minutes game from Annapurna.
I don't think that's there.
It's not there. I did like multiple laps around that booth to make sure that it wasn't there. They do have some weird game that's like what's it called? But there's like 4 actors and it's like all interactive. But it's all like it's an FMV game. But there's like 4 actors in it that you look at it and go, oh, I've seen that person in that show. Like you wouldn't be able to say their actual name, but they're like sub characters in a TV show that's been canceled once or twice. So there's that. But other than that, I'm trying to figure. Like there's a large Dead Cells section. Yeah. That game's been out for over a year. Like there's just odd stuff. Your Spy Party's there again.
Spy Party's there. Behemoth has their huge booth with nothing but like Castle Crashers machines, which came out in like 2000.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't even know. I was going to say 8, I think, but it's... and then there was... I think I saw something else. There's another game at Devolver that I think we should check out. It's like a co-op game.
Oh,
like I don't... Heave Ho is what it's called.
Oh, I didn't even know
it's the one that they got on a big screen. I read something that like, hey, that was actually pretty fun. Okay. So maybe we try...
The only other thing I saw there was Hotline Miami, so...
Yeah, there was like a Hotline Miami collection. But no, this was the game that they got on their bigger screen.
Okay.
That might be worth checking out is Heave Ho.
Okay.
So, I don't know why I just now realized that after we've been even talking about things to check out multiple times. So, other than that, we probably won't have a post day 4 PAX.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to hit much tomorrow, to be honest.
And I mean, everything that we're going to hit, Borderlands is going to be out in a couple of weeks anyway, so we'll be talking about it then, or at least you'll be talking about it then.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else you want to say about PAX while we're here?
I'm glad you came. I'm glad you got out once.
Yeah. Here in another time zone,
It's been fun. We've had a good time.
Really good time, that's for sure.
Even though PAX is down, we've still had a really good time.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So, or at least I have. I won't speak for you, I guess.
No, I had an awful time. It was terrible. Don't ever bring me into it again. So, all right. Thanks for listening, and I don't even know what you're looking at on the video. So enjoy. Bye.